Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. We are here on another episode on this Friday night on Season 7, Episode 13. We're going to be recapping the first round of 64 and the round of 32 in my picks so far for the March Madness bracket. There's still like 3 games going on right now, but for right now, we're going to be going over that. So let's get right into it. We're on TikTok Live, so if you guys cannot catch the actual show on YouTube, you guys can check it out on YouTube. You can check it out on TikTok Live right now on the Fire Sports Pod _2. So let's get right into it, guys. So far, right off the bat, we started off the game out the gate in the South. We picked Auburn to win. They took down Alabama State with ease. Like I said, guys, you kind of gave me the insight to pick Creighton. I decided to stick with Louisville here, and I kind of fumbled the bag here. Wish I would have picked Creighton. I was thinking about it to the end. I literally did not submit my bracket until 11:40 on Thursday. So I was really going back and forth with this game, with a couple other games. So we ultimately went with Louisville, but they lost. Then we took Michigan. You guys weren't wrong. UC San Diego, man, they were a close battle against Michigan. I was not expecting Michigan to be this close with UC San Diego, but at least they got the dub and they got out of there. So Texas A&M versus Yale. Pick Texas A&M to win. They improved and go to the round of 32, which is Michigan versus Texas A&M. Then we rocked Ole Miss against North Carolina. Guys, you guys were probably right to pick Ole Miss. UNC had it, man. First half, they played absolutely crap. Second half, they came alive, man. They really did come alive. RJ Davis just didn't have the great game that he had against San Diego State. The way they shot the ball against San Diego State did not happen today against Ole Miss. So they were able to get the win. It was sad because I thought North Carolina actually had a shot to win this game. They were down by 2, man, and then that cold-blooded white boy hits that damn 3 to really put them up by 5, and then that was pretty much it. They couldn't get a complimentary basket after that. So you got that game wrong. So far in the South, we've gotten 2 games wrong. Other than that, we picked Iowa State to take down Lipscomb, and they took them down pretty easily. And they're going up against Ole Miss in the round of 32. Then I picked New Mexico. You guys were kind of helping out here. Is Illinois beating Kentucky crazy or not? I think that is a little bit crazy. But again, you never know. If Kentucky has a bad shooting night, it could definitely happen. We'll see. But picking New Mexico to beat Marquette was big. They won 75-66. Picked them correctly. Michigan State and Bryan are going at it right now. It's only the first half, so I think Michigan State will pull away in the second half. It's a close game right now. It's 19-17. So in the South, guys, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. And so far, if Michigan State wins, we went 6-2 in the 8 games. If you guys are new to the live, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and share. Let's get some followers in here. Let's get some likes and let's get some shares. Let's get some people in the chat here. So the round of 62 looks for me. The round of 32 looks for me. Auburn versus Creighton. Zach, appreciate the follow. Prize Picks Locks. Hi, what's up, bro? Michigan, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Iowa State, and New Mexico versus Michigan State. O'Brien. I have Michigan State. So now we're going to be rolling through to down to the west, where Florida absolutely smacked Norfolk State 95-69. I picked them to win this game. I have an upset blooming here. Dank Frank, New Mexico might beat State low-key. Yeah, dude, New Mexico playing really well, man. They can shoot the ball. They got good defense. I just think Michigan State has the better overall team, but you never know on any given night. You've seen it today. Upsets were going all over the place, and even the day before that. So definitely is a possibility. But UConn versus Oklahoma, I have Oklahoma upsetting UConn here. So I am Oklahoma was a brain dead pick. All right, if they come back and win, then we'll change that. But at halftime, they're only down by 6. I'll take that. So I think they'll be fine. Yeah, Brian's size is big time. Definitely. Sea Dog is calling Brian with the win. I hope not. But if you have hit there in your bracket, then yeah, you better hope they win. But for right now, I don't think Michigan State's gonna lose. Colorado State. This one was an iffy one. This one I was going back and forth all Thursday night who to pick, and I decided to go with Memphis. I wish I would have went with Colorado State. But again, Memphis had their chances in this game. They were up in this game, and they just could not shoot the ball, dude. Their point guard could not hit anything from deep. Jesus, their shortest starter 6'6". God damn. So for McNeese, if I'm gonna pick, I probably do not have McNeese beating Purdue. They already beat Clemson, but if they do, then they're the Cinderella story without a doubt. For Maryland, Grand Canyon, they demolished them. I picked Maryland. Drake and Missouri was going absolutely nuts. Davis, what's your problem, dude? I've gotten 4 games maybe wrong this entire tournament so far of the round of 64. So I don't really understand. Missouri losing to Drake was awesome. Love to see Drake getting the upset there. Texas Tech taking down UNC Wilmington. That was a close game than I thought it was going to be, but Texas Tech prevailed. Arkansas, Kansas. A lot of people that were in the chat over Wednesday and Monday were clowning me picking Arkansas to beat Kansas, but Arkansas got the job done. St. John's beat Omaha by 30. Whoever thought Omaha could beat St. John's in my chat either was trolling or was just flat out dumb. Now moving on to the Midwest, since we're right here, I'll be moving the screen over. Here we got Midwest here. We got Houston taking down SIE. Arkansas was an easy pick, LOL. Yeah, well, Derek, a lot of people are actually freaking picking Kansas. I don't know why, but yeah. Clemson sold my bracket. Yeah, they really effed up my bracket too. But at least I didn't have them going past the Sweet 16, but still getting to the Sweet 16 was it's pretty awful. But yeah, so we had Gonzaga absolutely trample Georgia. Some people were picking Georgia. I had a feeling Gonzaga was going to smash. Clemson losing to McNeese was huge. I did not see that one coming. Purdue, a lot of people were picking High Point. High Point played pretty well, but Purdue was just a better team. Xavier versus Illinois. I have Illinois winning. They're up by 4 right now. And then we had Kentucky versus Troy. They absolutely trampled them. Then we moved down. We have UCLA. They took down Utah State pretty handily, and Tennessee took down Wofford pretty handily. You have them beating Houston. Yeah, I thought Clemson actually had a shot. I liked the way they played against back in the tournament with Louisville. I thought they would have a shot as like a kind of an upset lurk, but that was not the case. New Mexico or Michigan State? I'm rolling with Michigan State. I like Michigan State. I think they're a good team. I think they get the job done. But so far in the Midwest, we got 1 game wrong right now. There's an Illinois Xavier game happening right now. So we'll see what happens there. But in the Midwest, out of the 8 games that I think I went 7-1. And then for the West, we only have 1 game, so 7-1 as well, depending on the UConn and Oklahoma game. I'm going all upsets. I got New Mexico. All right. Well, hey, I mean, that's definitely a shot there. That's definitely a shot. What's my rank? I'll get to that in a second. Let me just finish the East here. Duke takes down Mount St. Mary's. That was pretty easy to pick. Baylor, Mississippi State. A lot of people are saying Baylor could not beat Mississippi State. I thought otherwise. Baylor played pretty well to beat them. It was a close game, very close game. BYU winning it all? I don't know about that, man. But hey, to each his own. Oregon beating Liberty. I don't know. You guys tell me, chat. Do you guys think that there was actually a shot that Liberty could beat Oregon? Because some people were saying or Liberty could beat Oregon. I didn't think that was even possible, but some people did. Arizona, Akron, pretty easy pick. BYU, VCU, pretty good game there. BYU gets the job done. Who do you have winning? I have winning it all. I have Florida winning. Wisconsin versus Montana. Wisconsin. This one pissed me off, man. Vanderbilt had the game they had the lead the entire game, and then St. Mary's clawed all the way back and beat them by 3. Pissed me off. Alabama beating Robert Morris. That was a closer game than I thought. Alabama really played down to their competition. But in this bracket, we only got one game wrong. So right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of all the games that played in the round of 64 so far, if everything goes right, I was 14-2 on Thursday. I would be 13-3 today. So total of 5 games lost. Not terrible. McNeese killed me. I wish I would have picked an upset there, but again, I was not going to try for that. The games that I wish I would have changed were the Louisville Creighton game, the Ole Miss North Carolina. No, I would have kept that, and then the Memphis Colorado. That one really pissed me off. Those 2 games, and then the Vanderbilt and St. Mary's. Those 3 games were the games that I'm like, damn. If I would have got those. The other 2, not really. How did nobody have McNeese and Creighton? I don't know. I don't know how people didn't have Creighton. I just decided to go with Louisville. That was just a game time decision for me. McNeese, I did not think McNeese could beat Clemson, but Clemson played pretty bad. Michigan State is losing. Yeah, they're losing by 2. It's in the first half. Look what happened yesterday against St. John's. Omaha was staying stick and all together with St. John's, and in the second half, St. John's ended up blowing them out by 30. So right now we have our game time matchups would be for the round of 32. Duke and Baylor. I have Duke winning that game. Arizona and Oregon, if Oregon beats Liberty. I have Arizona beating Oregon. Then we have BYU, Wisconsin. I have Wisconsin moving on to take on Alabama, who's taking on St. Mary's. So those are pretty much my picks right there. How far do you think Arizona is going? I got them losing against Duke in the Sweet 16. I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Duke, but it's just going to be a tough matchup. Arizona doesn't have a lot of quickness on the big side of things, so I think that's going to really hurt them. And I don't think anybody on their team can guard Cooper Flagg. Iowa State, I have them versing Michigan State in the Sweet 16 here. I appreciate the gift. Thank you for the rose, my guy. I appreciate that. What about Arkansas? I have Arkansas versing St. John's in the next round, but then eventually losing. I just think that Arkansas is a good team. They have a great coach. They have a shot. I just don't think they're good enough to beat St. John's. Who do I have between New Mexico and Bryant? Oh, you're saying if Bryant beats... I appreciate the rose. You're saying if Bryant beats Michigan State? Obviously, if Bryant beats Michigan State, I would take New Mexico, but I don't think Michigan State's losing this game. How far do you have Michigan State? I have Michigan State ending up in... if I'm not mistaken, I have Michigan State going to my Final Four. That's how confident I have in them. I don't think Auburn is as good as people think they are. I think they make it to the Elite Eight. I think their run stops there, though. How far do I have Michigan? Michigan is versing Texas A&M next. I have them beating them and getting to the Sweet 16, but then losing eventually to Auburn. That's where I'm at. If you guys are new to the chat, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and share. We'll be going through everything throughout the March Madness, NBA playoffs, NHL, and MLB when we get to that. So don't stay tuned for that. Michigan State about to lose to Bryant. I don't think you guys realize it's the first half, and there's 5 minutes to go in the first half. It's 24-21. You guys are saying it now. If this was second half, okay, I can give you that. With 5 minutes, it doesn't look. It's a tough battle. It's only the first half, dude. How far do you? Richardson, do we forget about him? He's a bona fide scorer. What are you doing when Bryant wins? I'm not doing anything. It happens. It happens. This is what March Madness is all about. I'm not doing anything. Trust me. I'm not a guy that's gonna go. Is gonna do something crazy because Michigan State loses to an upset in Bryant. It's 24-23 now. So, what are your guys' Final Fours, or Elite Eights? Who do you guys got going to the Elite Eight? I got Duke and Alabama here, Michigan State and Auburn, and then here, Kentucky. Well, Clemson screwed me really on this one. I was kind of pissed. But it is what it is. But yeah, guys, this has been a pretty crazy March Madness bracket. I've had my other bracket where I did for money. I'm still ready for the Sweet 16 second chance. My bracket is busted. Kentucky, Duke, Maryland, Auburn, Final Four. That's not a bad one. Yo, Maryland is pretty good, Trevor. Maryland is nothing to sleep on, bro. I got my Final Four is Kentucky, Duke, Florida, Michigan State. So very, very, very similar. I just don't have Maryland. Maryland, I don't think is beating Florida. I think Florida is just too much of a powerhouse. But if anyone could beat Florida in the West, I think it is. I think it could be Maryland. Or you could put maybe St. John's in there, but I just don't like St. John's has no shooting. They rely on fast breaks and defense, and if their defense is not creating turnovers or fast breaks, we got a problem. You have UConn beating Florida? Wow. That's tough. If that actually happens, that would be crazy. I just don't think so. I got Oklahoma getting the upset over UConn today. Second half, they're only down by 6. I'll take it. But Iowa State, Arizona, St. John's, and Tennessee Final Four. Wow. So you don't have Duke, Florida, or Auburn in there. That's one hell of a Final Four, Hunter. I respect it though. Trying to do something different. What are your total points, guys, for the championship game? I got 167. What do you guys think? 167 is a good number, or do you guys think that's too high? I have Duke versus, I think it's Duke versus Florida. So, Duke versus Florida, I think is going to be a pretty high score. I had like 148. Okay, that's not terrible. I just was doing the laws of averages and understanding Duke and Florida, how offensively gifted those teams are. I think it would be like over the 160. Thank you, JT. Oklahoma winning against UConn. Let's go. I got 171. Oh, wow, 171. Wow, that's a lot. But I'm right there, only 4 points behind, so it's not terrible. Where do you guys have Houston? Do you guys have Houston going to the Elite Eight, or do you have Houston ending their ties in the Sweet 16? Because I have Houston supposedly losing to Clemson in the Sweet 16, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Like I said, guys, for the 22 viewers, if you guys are not new here, just like up the live. If you are new, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and a share. Again, we'll be doing all these throughout the NBA and NHL and March Madness playoffs. I got Houston in the Final Four. That's not terrible. I have Houston losing to Tennessee in the Elite Eight. Okay. All right. That's not terrible. I have Kentucky beating Tennessee. I just like how Kentucky plays against Tennessee. I don't think Kentucky is losing to Tennessee. If they're going to lose to anyone, it's either going to be in the Elite Eight or it's going to be in the Final Four. I wish they were fully healthy. If they had Jackson Robinson, same here, JT. Same here, man. I'm really, really upset that Clemson lost. I didn't know. One of my coaches that I know, or one of the people that I know, he was saying that the Clemson coach was moving, like getting not fired, but like was going to a different school because he had a better job. That was something I heard. I don't know how true that is. But maybe that played a factor in it, knowing that your coach is gone before the game even starts. Maybe that had something to do with it. I think Gonzaga beating Houston, biggest upset I have, arguably McNeese. Wow, tackle 18. You had McNeese beating Clemson. That was bold, man. That was bold. A great pick, though. Great pick. Did not see that coming at all. So I got to give you props on that one, my guy. That was a great pick. No, the McNeese coach was leaving, not the Clemson. Gotcha. Okay, not the McNeese. No, the McNeese coach was leaving. Okay, I got you. See, I got my my coach gave me the wrong or the right information. Just I heard it wrong. I only got 2 wrong. Wow. Evan, great job, dude. Great job. Yeah, I mean, the one that, like I said earlier, the one that pissed me off was Colorado State. Probably should have picked them. I was going back and forth with them. And then the McNeese one, I'm not even mad about. It's really just March Madness. The one that I'm really mad, the two ones that I'm mad about are the St. Mary's and Vanderbilt losing by 3, and North Carolina had this game against Ole Miss and they lost. Those are the two games. The Creighton game and the Colorado State game, I just should have picked better instead of picking those. My bracket is done for I picked too many upsets. All goodwill. A lot of people's brackets are kind of cooked. So you're not the only one. But, yeah, a lot of upsets could have happened this year. I just wasn't going to believe most of my chat on Monday and Wednesday. They were trying to I felt like they were freaking they were bullshitting me, trying to get me into having my bracket totally wrong. So I stuck with it, and we got pretty well. We didn't do too terrible. But the rank, if you guys want to see, this is where we're at, 94.9%, 230 points. And then the one, yeah. So that's where we're kind of at right now. I appreciate the follow. Forgot Creation was a tournament team. Oh, Forgot Creighton was a tournament team? Yeah. Creighton play. I didn't realize Creighton, how good Creighton was. And then Louisville, I believe, is missing one of their players. I didn't realize that until after the picks. So that was definitely on me. On that one, I would have picked Creighton. But Louisville from the jump was just off, which was just pretty pathetic. Michigan State does not look like a second seed right now. I haven't watched any of the game. I haven't been able to, but they're up by 4 right now. I got the live updates at 2:32. They're up by 4. But again, look, if you looked, Nathan, you picked UNC too. Yeah, man, I that was pretty upset for me. But back to chalk. Yeah, like Michigan State is same as St. John. Some of the big schools like Alabama against Roberts and Morris, you can even say they didn't look like a number 2 seed either. If you started the game against what's it called? What was the game that was close? What was that game that was close? Like, look, Texas Tech, this game was really close. Did not see that. This game, the St. John's Omaha, man, this game was freaking, it was like 7-0 in the beginning, right? And then the first half was really close. Second half, St. John's blew the doors off them. You think Ole Miss will get past Iowa State? Nah, I think their run ends. It's going to be tough. Ole Miss is a very good team. They could definitely take down Iowa State, but I think Iowa State could win this game. Definitely. I got them winning, so they better win, hopefully. Bro, I low-key have Ole Miss to the championship. Ooh, that might be tough, man. Ole Miss to the championship, but you never know. This is March Magic for a reason. Texas Tech has a player who could take over games. I feel like MSU lacks that. I like Richardson, man. I think Richardson for MSU can definitely take over games. I just think that that's not his role in the offense. But when he does, man. Buck, I'm sorry, man. I picked your guys to win this game against Colorado State. I was rooting for you guys. I'm sorry that you guys lost, but that's just March Madness for you. I regret having Michigan State to the Final Four. God, it's very early, guys. Just pump your brakes, man. They're up by 7 now. They're up by 7. Just pump your brakes, guys. Like, it ain't nothing. It's just the first half. There's a lot of basketball left. Same. I also have Iowa State winning against them. Cool. I had Colorado State over Memphis. You were right on that one. My team, Louisville. That sucks. Brian will come back. New Mexico will win. Ole Miss will win and play New Mexico. All right. Well, that's whatever you think, Nathan. But that's a little different from mine. Florida versus Duke final. Yeah, that's what I got, Gavin. I know we have a good future, though. Yeah, no, definitely. Louisville, Louisville definitely has a good future. They just have to make sure they stay healthy. And also not turn the ball over and consistently hit shots and not kind of settle for threes. They got to try to work inside. The whole thing about, and I'm a basketball coach, the whole thing about in basketball or in any sport, you want to start with the little things. Just get a free throw. Start getting to the basket first. Work the inside, then work outside. Don't be falling in love with the three. I know these days everyone likes to shoot threes, but the real good teams they be able to do both at a high level, and that's what you got to realize. bracket is cooked McNeese to the Natty. New Mexico is the most likely Cinderella team. New Mexico is definitely the best team out of all the teams that are definitely 10 seed or higher. So yeah, I agree with that, Drew. Were you surprised by the Memphis upset? No, because I thought Colorado State actually did have a shot. I just didn't think Memphis was going to shoot as bad as they did. They really shot the ball bad. Their point guard went like 0 for 14 in a span until hitting a 3 with like 40 seconds left. We lost our scoring big in a case. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, like I said, I appreciate all the likes, the shares, the follows. Like I said, guys, we'll be doing this and we'll be sending our stuff. I appreciate hitting some gifts. Like I said, if you guys are new here, we'll be doing this for the rest of March Madness. But yeah, other than that, guys, just wanted to give you another rundown. The one from Bama, right? Florida all the way. Is anyone playing right now? Yeah, anyone's playing right now. There's a game going between UConn and Oklahoma. Second half, 15:45 left. UConn up by 5. We have Michigan State up by 5 with 1:40 left in the first. And then we have Oregon against Liberty in the top right corner there. 7:08 in the first, and Oregon is killing them by 15. And then you have Illinois versus Xavier at halftime. Illinois is up by 5. BYU or Wisconsin? I'm taking Wisconsin, man. I like BYU, but their shooting is very streaky. If they're not on, they got trouble being consistent and getting to the basket. You saw that against Arizona when they first played Arizona. They had like a 6-minute stretch of not hitting a shot. They could not hit anything from the outside. They're a team that lives and dies with the 3. But yeah, guys, just before the weekend hits, we'll see you guys for Monday. I'll stay on the TikTok live just to discuss a little bit more before the podcast. This is the stuff. We got Auburn versus Creighton, round of 32. Auburn gets past. Michigan versus Texas A&M. We have Michigan pass and Texas A&M to versus Auburn. We have Ole Miss, Iowa State. We got Iowa State getting past. New Mexico versus hopefully Michigan State. Michigan State getting past. Over here, we got Duke and Baylor. Duke getting past them. Arizona and Oregon. We got Arizona getting past them. BYU, Wisconsin. We got Wisconsin. And St. Mary's and Alabama. We got Alabama. Going down the list, we got Florida, hopefully versus Oklahoma. If not, no matter what, we got Florida advancing. Colorado, Maryland. We got Maryland taking that. Drake versus Texas Tech. We got Texas Tech. St. John's versus Arkansas. Close game. St. John's, though. And then over here, we have Houston versus Gonzaga. Houston. McNeese versus Purdue. We probably got that bracket, that spot's done, but I would probably say Purdue. Kentucky versus hopefully Illinois. We got Kentucky. And then Tennessee versus UCLA. We got Tennessee. So that is it for the projections and the recap of the round of 64 and going over the round of 32 games potentially. Yeah, Auburn losing to Texas A&M. That's tough. Well, than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the podcast here in the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. This is Season 7, Episode 13. We'll see you guys on Monday for Recap Monday on Season 7, Episode 14. Peace out and have a great rest of your weekend.